The Trump administration's pro-growth policy agenda is delivering incredible results for American workers. Friday's November jobs report saw employers adding 266,000 jobs and the unemployment rate down to a 50-year low. Plus, average hourly earnings are over 3% higher than a year ago, with much bigger increases at the lower end of the income scale. Tammy, we were just saying, I mean, even the Trump-hating media had to acknowledge that this was an incredible jobs report.
Yeah, I've had an argument that it's fascinating that if you respond naturally to good news, that's called opinion because it's pro-Trump. Well, facts are facts, right? Facts are not partisan at all. It's just the way it is. And we saw that with the jobs report, that those numbers, the wage numbers, et cetera, across the board, because they were so shocking, historic, that you had to report them in that fashion. So that was refreshing. But it reminded me that if you had the same kind of unbiased reporting about good news, you would hear that all the time. And this is the kind of thing that this is even with China still being an issue. Yeah. It's without the USMCA being passed. So many other things that could shift the... We could talk about a historic 100-year renaissance if they just let Trump do his job.
I totally agree. Well, listen, in terms of the facts, I mean, let's put up another fact here, Jason, which is to really knock back this argument you hear quite a lot, which is that, oh, well, this is all thanks to Obama. Right, I still see people saying.
Have we heard that?
I saw stories like that.
We've put this on put this up a few times on our show, which is the income gains under President George W. Bush, and then Obama, and then Trump. I mean, look at that difference. And so it's just the difference is just staggering. Those are facts. It's clearly the result of policy changes that happened since 2016.
The Republicans were able to push through a major tax reform package, but they're also that what Donald Trump did, and he did using his executive authority with this pen, was roll back the regulation. And capital markets looked at this and said it's a much more predictable outcome. He is not going to scare us. He's not going to suddenly try to institute some new rule or some new tax. Right. And so people started to make investment, and he became the biggest cheerleader of America First. And it resonated around the world, and people decided to start building those manufacturing jobs, those real jobs, right here in the heartland in the United States of America. And he has unabashedly been America First. And as Tammy brought up, if Nancy Pelosi would at least allow the USMCA, the United States-Canada-Mexico agreement, to come forward, those numbers would be even higher.
I agree. We'll talk about that in detail later. I just want to get your comment, Sarah, on another part of this, which I think, again, not discussed enough, which is the policy role of Ivanka Trump. I talk about this a lot on this show because it's very detailed policy work. She's really got huge numbers of American companies to commit to training places, to apprenticeships. You know, we've had her on the show to talk about it.
Families, the American worker.
Now, because of the fact that this jobs renaissance is happening at this late stage of an economic expansion, you're pulling in people from the sides of the workforce because they're getting training. That is the direct result of the kind of work that she is leading in the White House.
Yeah, and I don't think she's given enough credit or any credit at all in the mainstream media for all the work that she's done. Look at the job numbers, just overall, Black Americans, Hispanic Americans, all across the board. And the fact that she's fighting for family rights, right, for family leave.
Well, actually, I'm glad you met. Let's just put this up. I know we don't have time. Like, this is, again, new data, facts, right, about the amount of money in the pockets of Americans. That's nearly 40 million families benefiting from the child tax credit, Ivanka, as you just said, we've been fighting for. An average of $2,200.
That means so much to a family. I know, because I came from that family, right? I was a hard-working, $14 an hour journalist when I first started, living with a lot of expenses.
Well, that's what this administration understands, because they are really different to the establishment politics we've had for so long. All right, sorry, out of time on that one, but there's more.